Good afternoon. I'm Joe Fetterman with Colliers Life Sciences Real Estate Advisors. And, I'm just going to take a minute to think about the year that's just passed. It's been a challenging year, and yet there have been a lot of exciting things that have taken place. For us at LabNotes, this will be our 24th discussion. And we're really excited, and we really think it's fitting that today we're here with Andrew Moore, the general manager, 90 days on the job at Pfizer CentreOne. And it seems completely fitting that we would end this year with someone from Pfizer. And in fact, Andrew, just to kick things off, there's a story here in terms of how Pfizer got involved with the vaccine. And it's a story that really parallels the kind of work that you're trying to do at Pfizer CentreOne. So why don't we just open up right there? Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to meet with you.
So the BioNTech initiative was one that Pfizer was involved with. It was part of Warp Speed, and you really put the resources of Pfizer to work to help deliver that vaccine to market. Do I have the story right?
That's correct. Yes, Pfizer already had a relationship with BioNTech. Yes. So if you want to make the correlation to what Pfizer CentreOne does in that regard, Pfizer CentreOne is a CDMO that's embedded within Pfizer. And historically, the business has been around for about 40 years. And about 18 to 24 months ago, we reorganized and created Pfizer CentreOne. And the Pfizer CentreOne has been primarily focused on the API business and custom manufacturing. And since I've taken over the business here in the last 90 days, another area of focus has been the development of drugs and taking them through the clinical trial phases. That is also a part now that we've incorporated into Pfizer CentreOne. So moving forward, the relationships with companies like BioNTech would also be relationships that have an opportunity to work directly with us in PC1. And what we bring to bear is really those small R&D companies out there that are looking for virtual development, potentially virtual manufacturing and commercialization. Our value proposition would be able to take those companies or work with those companies in the development of their product, the commercialization, the manufacturing of their product, and the commercialization of their products.
And Andrew, you kind of come to this with firsthand experience. You were running a startup and really looking at what it took to go through the phases of development and to generate a technology. And now you're flip on the other side and armed with resources to help companies. Tell us a little bit about your time at Cogx Vision and how that's informed what you're doing at PC1.
Sure, absolutely. How I came to know Cogx Vision was actually through Carnegie Mellon University and their Innovation Center. I was asked to come down and have a look at the products and services in the artificial intelligence and the machine learning part of the computer science department. I went in thinking there probably wouldn't be much, number one, that I understood about it, and number two, much of an opportunity in our healthcare industry as we know it today. You know, we're usually not the first to lead in new technologies. But after going out and having a look and seeing these new technologies, I was really intrigued by a few technologies. One was a vision technology that I saw an opportunity to leverage in a hospital environment. And what that is that's a technology that is able to track multiple people, multiple objects across multiple camera systems, thus eliminating a lot of the waste that's in the system today as it relates to patient flow, managing the location of equipment and the staff, and being able to control what staff is, and also right sizing an organization. So after seeing those and coming to an agreement with Carnegie Mellon, I had the opportunity to launch that business from scratch, meaning that we had to take it through the development phases, the pilot programs, and out raising capital as a new company and building a stellar senior management team. So after doing that and then seeing this opportunity with Pfizer CentreOne, which there were a lot of correlations as it relates to, number one, bringing something innovative to the market, but with Pfizer not having to worry about garnering all of these different resources.
So your future customers are in a very fortunate position to have someone like you at the helm who really has a keen understanding of what it's like to be in that spot. And at the same time, a very clear understanding of the resources that are available to you at Pfizer. Let's talk a little bit more about that and how you leverage both the facility capabilities, the talent capabilities, and how you match your resources to both your current clients and your prospective clients with more of the companies that are in development.
Sure, absolutely. Historically, Pfizer CentreOne has worked very closely with companies like Pfizer, your Novartises of the world, all the big biopharmaceutical companies. We all know each other very well. So the opportunities for Pfizer CentreOne to do specialized manufacturing or custom manufacturing for them is pretty easy process. Culturally, a lot of us are aligned, so it's easy, and we have existing relationships. Now, when you start looking at startup organizations or small R&D companies, and they have a look at Pfizer, they just probably see this one big mammoth of an organization, and they probably say, you know what, I don't know how to work with an organization of that size and scale. So what my team brings and what I bring to the table now is having the background that I come from, a startup. I fully understand how these small organizations work, how they're capitalized, and what's important to them. So when they look at Pfizer now, I really want them to look at us and say, okay, Pfizer CentreOne is a small company within Pfizer that gives us access to all of the different Pfizer resources without getting lost in the shuffle. So if you're looking for development, phase 1 through clinical trials or like phase 3 clinical trials, we have those expertise to bring to market.
Well, that's great. And what a remarkable resource. And it's going to be really amazing to see how this evolves, particularly with, as you suggest, with a culture that's slightly different in these small and virtual drug development companies. I want to shift gears a little bit and just talk about the fact that you sit in Pittsburgh. Admittedly, LabNotes is a Philadelphia-centric discussion, but we're both in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and Pittsburgh is increasingly getting recognition as an emerging cluster in the life sciences, a really important cluster. And that's no surprise given UPMC and the tremendous institution and the work that's going on there. You sit in a really interesting position being at the helm of a group that is all about assisting in the growth of drug development. And that begins with the transition out of the institutional research labs and into the commercial space. So how are you seeing that from your perch? How important is that going to be? And how can we all work together across the state to elevate life sciences here in Pennsylvania?
Joe, that's a very, very good question. And to be quite candid about it, you and I have had a little bit of discussions about this in the past. And I do agree with you. It is a unique perspective, and one that as Pfizer, we probably haven't paid much attention to. And it's actually right in Pfizer's backyard, being a New York City-based company. So I think one of the things that we do need to take a look at is trying to figure out how do we engage these smaller organizations in the Pittsburgh area and in the Philly area, and figure out how do we all come together and work together to bring new innovations to market. I do believe there is great opportunity Just when I look at Pittsburgh along at UPMC and all of the development that's going on there, and the tremendous amount of development going on in the Philadelphia area, there has to be ways for us to come together and figure out how to work together and to keep a lot of these innovations sparked and growing locally as well.
Well, Andrew, we're gonna keep focused on that. We're gonna take you up on your offer to come visit us here in Philly, and visit some of your longtime friends at AmerisourceBergen. So we look forward to that. We want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. And again, I can't underscore how fitting it is, how appropriate it is that we're wrapping up 2020 with an interview with you and with a look at some of the innovation that Pfizer is really working on as we go ahead. And I'm anticipating there will be many, many more collaborations between Pfizer and up and coming drug development companies that will really transform health in our country. So thank you very much.
Joe, thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it, and I've enjoyed the conversation with you.
Likewise.
And I wish you a happy holidays and a happy new year as well.
You as well. Here's to a great 2021.
Absolutely. Thank you.